been a long-winded debate in the asexual community on whether or not straight asexuals are actually part of the LGBTQIA+ community. And this video here today is going to definitively prove that yes, straight aces are part of the queer community. Well, if they want to be. And y'all can fight me on this. Before we get into this video, I just want to remind you all to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 30,000 subscribers before Ace Dad Advice, which they know nothing about. It's just a friendly little competition that I have made up for myself to hopefully get y'all to subscribe, and so we can hit that 30,000 subscriber mark faster than like I would have otherwise. Also, I just want to remind you that I do have a Patreon that helps support me in making amazing videos like this one. You can check it out in the description down below. I have some amazing perks and it helps support a small queer creator. Hopefully be able to be a full-time content creator by the end of this year. That is the goal that I have. So please go check that out. Okay, now let's get into exactly why straight ace folks are part of the LGBT community, because this discourse really needs to like stop. So before I get further into the video, I'm just going to define asexuality for anyone who doesn't know. So asexuality means that you experience little to no sexual attraction. And while people on the asexual spectrum, because yes, it is a spectrum, and there are multiple identities that fall under that spectrum where you can occasionally feel sexual attraction, or there are certain criteria or precursors in order to feel that sexual attraction. The majority of people who are on the ace spectrum will never feel sexual attraction, or will only feel it like 3 or 4 times in their life. I'm using myself as the example here because I've only had it like, I'm gonna say like 3.5 times. That like half time was like, I don't like to think about that. Now, an asexual person can also identify with labels such as gay, bi, pan, or queer, because sexual attraction, hate to break it to you, is not the only form of attraction. There are many other forms of attraction out there, like romantic attraction, aesthetic attraction, platonic attraction, sensual attraction. And these other forms of attraction can be present even though someone isn't feeling sexual attraction. Now, there's a very big debate in the queer community on whether or not asexuals, just in general, should be part of the community, which all I have to say to that is it's 2024, y'all. I feel like it's absolutely ridiculous to still be talking about that, and it really does just show the amount of aphobia that is still in the community, which is a whole other video. But this aphobia comes from both inside and outside the queer community. I personally feel that asexuality is one of the queerest things you can actually do, because you have to look at a relationship or relationships outside of that attraction, or that occasional attraction being there and not being there. I think that a lot of people who are on the asexual spectrum have a very unique way of looking at relationships, whether it is in a sexual, romantic, or platonic nature, and being able to navigate them without sex being at the forefront is very, very queer to me, because it is outside of heteronormativity and what we've been taught as what should be normal and what everyone experiences and blah blah blah. Because asexuals don't feel that sexual attraction, we are experiencing something that is outside of what the Western world has taught everyone to really think about relationships and how relationships should be structured. So within this discourse already about asexuals being allowed in the queer community or not, or having to have some sort of bi, pan, or queer attractions that are outside of this sexual attraction, but you're still experiencing that romantic attraction, aesthetic attraction, all of that, we get left with the problem that is hetero-romantic asexual folks. Now, I don't necessarily want to talk for all of the hetero-romantic asexual people out there, because I personally am not. I'm actually bi-romantic, so I am romantically attracted to 2 or more genders, and I don't necessarily feel like it's my place to talk for that part of my community. I have, however, had multiple conversations with people that I've known in real life and online in the comment sections of all of my social media platforms, from people who are straight and asexual, having different feelings about where they fit into the queer community. And actually, for for this video, I did take to my social media platforms to ask all of the heteroromantic asexuals who are in my community their feelings and thoughts on this, and here are just some of the responses that I got. I'm a demisexual straight female who is romantically attracted to men. I definitely believe that ace people are a part of the queer community. I, however, feel that I am straight and more like an ally instead of directly being a part of the community. Like maybe because I'm straight, I'm not queer enough to be included. But it is ultimately up to the person if you identify with the queer community or not, and it's so valid. I personally enjoy being an ally slash cheerleader to the queer community instead of being direct included. But I know if I feel differently and push myself under the queer slash LGBTQ plus umbrella, people in the community will still accept me. I would say yes, mostly because compared to the dating scene, most would find it queer by default. It's their own choice if they identify with the queer community or not. Being a hetero ace can be so isolating at times. Like, I know I'm part of the LGBTQ plus community, but I feel almost like an outsider at times. Even though I am very lucky to have a community near me that welcomes me, it's difficult sometimes not to feel that otherness. Like being a third wheel friend, or like two groups of friends are having a conversation and you don't know whether or not to join in one or just sit there quietly. I'm an ace male who's romantically attracted to females. I know that means I qualify as straight ace, but also within the LGBTQ plus community. All orientations and attractions are valid. And I got so many more saying things very similar to the comments that I just read. As you can see, it's a very personal thing on whether or not someone who is a straight asexual decides to identify with the LGBTQIA plus community. And we shouldn't be forcing anyone to be part of a community that they don't want to be in. Not gonna lie, that kind of goes for like the whole queer community in general. You can be queer and just not resonate with the community as a whole, which is completely fine. No one is telling you you have to love every single aspect of the queer community. But I think we also have to keep in mind that we need to keep our minds and hearts open to heteroromantic ace folks who do identify with the LGBT community, because they are having an experience that is outside of the norm of heteronormativity. We don't gatekeep on this channel, and the ace community and the LGBTQIA plus community as a whole shouldn't really be doing that either, which again, whole other video. Asexuals, including heteroromantic asexuals, have a long history of discrimination and not having our sexuality really understood by the mainstream population. Not gonna lie, I should really do a whole video on the history of asexual conversion therapy, because oh my god. And yes, asexuals also did go to conversion therapy because people thought there was something wrong with them and they had to fix the lack of sexual attraction, which is so fucked. We are so very much underrepresented in media of all kinds, and I'd say the vast majority of people really have never heard of asexuality before. We deserve to be in the queer community just as much as any other queer person, and it doesn't matter what your romantic orientation is. Being bi or pan or homo or even heteroromantic as an asexual person still makes you part of the queer community if that is where you feel comfortable. And like I said before, this channel is meant to be a safe space for everyone in the asexual community, whether or not you identify with the queer community or just the ace community. I'm here for you. We all are like a little safe little speck in this horrible internet world. So yeah, I hope that everyone feels that way about this channel, especially if you're in the asexual community. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. If you are a heteroromantic asexual, how do you define your relationship with the queer community? It genuinely is such a personal thing. I know I was first introduced to the asexual community by heteroromantic asexual, so I've always thought of it as part of the queer community, but it is a personal thing, so whether or not you do or don't identify with the queer community doesn't make you any less asexual, and your experiences are valid no matter what. Thank you all again. Like, comment, subscribe, check out my Patreon, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!